Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 11 of the Almost Essential Podcast. Joining me is Up-A-Tree Zelda, or as his Discord tells me his Twitch contract, affiliate, partnership, whatever agreement he has, is supposed to be referred to as, what is it, the Big Papa Pumpkin Spice? Is this correct? And how did this become a thing?
Because I said I wasn't ashamed to enjoy pumpkin spice lattes.
Oh.
And now I am the Big Papa Pumpkin Spice, which is like, it's classic Twitch chat, you know. I have like one or two a year, and they're like, so you exclusively drink pumpkin spice lattes, and that is your thing now.
Oh, you drink this year round now. I see.
I don't drink them year round. They're not available year round, and I'm ashamed to say I know that.
Because you've tried. Okay.
Yeah.
I just came into your Discord today and saw that, among other things.
Yeah.
Let's see. A lot has happened.
I was confused too, because like that was like a little bit of an old meme now. Like, you know, talking about like a month and a half or so, maybe a month, and then it's all of a sudden like
bring it back
again. Yeah, they bring it back.
Nice.
Twitch chat doesn't forget, man.
So several things have happened. We were trying to get a podcast done last week, but there's too much happening. In which we were going to talk about Twitch rolled out a couple new changes, such as hey. Now you can turn your chat with a toggle setting to they must have a verified phone account to talk in your Twitch chat. This helps tremendously against all the bot stuff. That's kind of old news now. It's a good thing they did. It's helpful. Then Twitch went and rolled out a bunch of nifty to mediocre features that were kind of nice. Right? Audio ads. They did. Let's see. It was actually kind of a while ago. They were working on different types of working in ads of different types and better control of it. Especially one of the things that was a lot of people are looking forward to is when the volumes come on of all the ads, they're going to be normalized to the volume that the streamer's playing at. So it's not going to like fucking blow you out is the idea. And they've done a couple nifty things along those lines.
Auto unpublish too.
Have that in my notes here. The auto unpublish ad. You can set it to if you're streaming in any set category, like IRL or
it'll
hot
automatically
tubs.
unpublish.
Any clips, not just the VODs, automatically unpublish. That's
nice.
Twitch is having a bad week.
Too?
Clips as well. That's what they said. From my recollection of my remembrance of this, is almost feels like 2 weeks ago now. But from my remembrance of it, any clips or VODs will automatically all get unpublished and like. If you set it to. And you can set that per category, which is pretty nice. And so Twitch was like, you know what? They got a couple little W's in there. And then something happened, which was one of those memes where, and everybody disliked this, which was hey, you guys want to boost your, your streamer?
Yeah.
You want to boost your streamer? I know it hasn't been too long ago, but it's already like...
My God, after today, it feels like so long ago, but it's actually so recent.
If you get a splinter in your toe, the easiest way to forget about it is cut off your foot.
Yeah.
Which...
Holy fuck.
Which was... with that. Okay, so the boosting thing wasn't well received. The thing that struck me slightly odd was that they specifically said on the broadcast, again, to my best of my recollection, this is designed and they're rolling this out for streamers that are under 100 viewers, like on average.
Are we starting with boost?
For slow. So I was just gonna like recap, but we could.
Okay, so finish the recap and then we'll start with boost. Yeah, we can start with boost.
And then
today,
the internet seemed to be massively dislike that. A bunch of people jumped on DJ Wheat. DJ Wheat was like, "I'm tired of this. I'm just the spokesperson. Don't hate me. I'm gonna go live and." Talk about it and try to. People are don't shoot the messenger. It's not his fault. Come on, guys.
He wasn't even the messenger. He's just I'm a guy who knows the messenger. I work at the same post office,
and I still got like both barrels of the shotgun here. What the hell, guys? Like, I know. God. And then, at about when I was editing audio for ASL or Afrika StarCraft League for Nick and Dan, at about, I stopped working, took a break about 1 or 2 a.m. and saw some tweets and stuff, and this massive data dump had happened. 125 gigabyte plus that's going around on a torrent with tons of data, and apparently not all, but like a massive amount of data has been dumped from Twitch.
Yeah, so entire source code, a lot of like the Twitch payouts. It's like what everyone's getting paid pretty much, and
a Steam competitor.
A possible Steam competitor. Hashed password, so not your actual password as of yet. So,
right.
But still, you should probably change your password. Just get that out there in the beginning.
Hash is not broken yet, as far as we know, so your passwords are technically still secure. Also, as was made mention in your chat earlier, which wouldn't hurt to mention here for a brief 10 seconds, Twitch uses offsite and third-party payment processing, so credit card information and stuff like that stored with Stripe, and as far as we know, there's no credit card information or social security numbers directly leaked as a result of this, but just keep an eye on your stuff.
Well, we don't know about the payment agreements, like if the Twitch contracts were stored at Twitch, we don't know. But as Ravi was hoping, it's hopefully that, well, we'll get into that, I guess, more, but they're hoping that it's an Amazon thing, because you're technically a contractor for Amazon, which would mean that they would have the partnership thing, which would be the absolute best case scenario for streamers, right? Because that's addresses as well. Yeah.
Okay, so you want to rewind?
My God, slowly.
What's slowly doing now?
We learned why Sal drinks his coffee black, because he can't afford to put anything else in it.
So you guys will
understand this better. Yeah.
So this morning,
let's get there. Yeah.
Chat has been roasting Sal here because
streamer doesn't make enough money apparently.
He's not on the list.
Everyone else is getting made fun of for having millions of dollars and asking for subs, and I'm getting made fun of for not asking for subs and having no money. The fucking brilliance of the internet, man. Jesus.
I know when I came in, it was bedlam, and it continued. When I joined in your Twitch chat earlier today, it was quite hilarious.
They had a solid 2 hours worth of just shitting on me for that.
Oh yeah, that was a really good ping pong match to watch.
Yeah, that was good. Okay, let's start with boosts. Okay,
rewind a little bit to boosts because
I have some thoughts.
Shoot, I've been talking way too much. You go.
Okay, so Twitch has decided that they're going to rework an older feature that they had, and basically what would happen is certain streamers, I think it was random. I never had it. I never got it. Neuro got it. I'm not it was a random feature that your viewers could pitch channel points towards raising the stream into the recommended and front page section. So I think it was front page time. So when you show up to the front page of Twitch, there's a carousel with a bunch of different streams. And if you are available to have a boost happen, then you would be able to have your viewers put channel points together, basically showing that there's engagement in your stream, and then your stream would get pushed into the carousel. And what that means is that when anybody loads up the Twitch front page, then you would be there, right? It's like ad space, basically, for people showing up to Twitch for the first time. And the side effect of that is that new people find your stream, and people who are just browsing the front page of Twitch now boost your viewership, right? For context, I used to get this all the time in this really awkward phase where they kind of were doing scheduled front page time, and then they switched to algorithmic front page time, but they needed some number of streamers that were acceptable in different time zones. And because of the SE2, what was it? The SE2, the marathon where everyone had to get all of the achievements. Because of that, I had that, because we were front page for that, I had that verified status. So because I was streaming these awkward ass hours, I was getting front page every single day. And it would accelerate my viewership by 200. So it was a big deal. I basically had the highest viewership I'd ever had, and it put me on front page all the time. Obviously completely above board, and it was Twitch's own process. But front page time is an absolutely massive deal. Like, not just because of the exposure to new people, but because if you are, let's say, a StarCraft streamer and you have about 50 viewers, you're front page of StarCraft. So someone's like showing up in your channel, like, or showing up in the directory looking for somewhere to go, you are
Yep.
there without scrolling. So it's a
I
big
just want to
deal to
like
get
clarify
that.
that for most people, what we're referring to here is front page of the directory we're referring to, not front page of
Front
Twitch
page of
necessarily.
directory, yeah. So
That's
yeah.
sometimes a little bit separate. That's all. That's all. Go ahead.
Yeah, Twitch sorts by game, and then if you're in the front page of the game, so like let's say you were watching like Grubby or something play some StarCraft 2, and you feel like watching more StarCraft 2, you go to the directory, and it has all the StarCraft 2 streamers in order by viewership, and so obviously the higher you are up, the more likely you are to get the click. So if you have that front page time, it's better for you because it now shows people who play the same thing that you stream and watch the same thing that you stream. It's more targeted advertising. So it's a side effect of getting your channel like propelled into the front page. Now, they decided to rework this to be a paid feature. So instead of using your channel points, I think right now it's a small group of streamers, but basically, there's going to be like streamers under 100 viewers or something along those lines is who it's intended for. They will get pushed into recommended. So I thought that it would be front page time, which I thought was a terrible idea. So what I thought was going to happen, this is when I saw it at first and before I like read a little bit further, I thought that you were going to someone was going to like viewers are going to be able to pay some number of dollars to put you on front page for a certain number of people or something. And what that would do is effectively view bot you, but legally, right?
All
So
right.
you could if you are a 0 viewer streamer, but you have rich parents, or a 0 viewer streamer and you have a decent job, or like a 10 viewer streamer or whatever, you can now get a competitive advantage over people who are low viewer streamers and don't have money. So it has nothing to do with merit. Like, and this is especially important when you have no viewers because you're being buried below like 100 streams and you're just never going to get found. So being able to propel yourself is a completely like different experience. Like, you're basically skipping the entire hard phase of streaming. Now, what they're actually doing is basically there's a bar on the side panel, like on the left side of the page, with like a bunch of different logos and stuff of different streams, and then there's a on the front page there's a row of recommended channels, which are basically just like a billboard, but it's not a live play. So you just basically see the logo and the channel name and what game they're playing, and it says like, this is recommended for you. So what's really happening is that you're getting a certain number of impressions. So like, if Slowly Falling was in my chat and she was feeling charitable, she could pay $3 and that'll buy 1,000 impressions on the front page. So 1,000 times viewers would show up to the front page, and I would be recommended as a recommended streamer. But it would have nothing to do with who they watch or what they like, and only due to the fact that someone has paid for that slot, essentially. And then that's what the feature actually does, and it caused a huge shitstorm because as of right now, technically speaking, Twitch is a 100% merit-based system. If you believe that viewership is merit, right? There is no way to skip that, like within Twitch's systems itself. You can do stuff like Fextra Life is doing right now, which is create a wiki and embed your stream, and every time someone goes to your wiki it gives a view, and so you can do like what is essentially referred to right now as like legal view botting. And you can do like illegal view botting, like you can do these other things, or you can refer all your friends to watch your stream, or there are many ways to get your viewership to increase externally from the website, but internally to the website, as of right now, other than raids, there's no way to get this boost in viewership without it happening somewhat organically, like, or through your own partnerships with different streamers. So it caused a huge kerfuffle. Like, I didn't see anyone kind of down with the idea of doing paid recommendeds, especially because it's the viewers that pay for it, which makes it even weirder. Like really weird, you know?
They have a problem with
So
the discoverability. This doesn't seem like, and they're like, hey, we have a problem just with discoverability. How do we fix it? Let's get the people who are already subs and supporting it to boost. Yeah, okay, yeah. That's why a lot of people are like,
embeds barely count as viewers, though. Twitch completely ignores them.
They don't.
That's only true if it doesn't play. But if it plays, it counts as a viewer. And on the Fextra Life wiki, every time that you load a page, it plays. Like, it's not just an embed on the page that's like hidden in a pixel.
Right.
It's an embed that you can see and it plays with audio and everything. So that's
So to give you an idea of what it kind of looks like, if I go to my following page, there would be like here's let's see, Nick Merckx. He plays Warzone. He plays Apex. So I also follow people that play Valorant and shooter games like that. When I scroll down to recommended channels, I don't follow Pokimane, but she's playing Valorant right now. So it's suggesting to me Pokimane because she's currently in the Valorant category. This is true for Nice WIGG. I'm not sure exactly how he pronounces his name, but he's in the Apex Legends category, so it's recommending me that. This is kind of how this system works, and this is the section where it would be boosting that into if it were to go through or continue.
Well, yeah, and it does other things like how many viewers you guys have in common.
Yep.
What streams you guys have in common with those viewers. Like, there's a whole bunch of
algorithm is pretty nice.
Yeah, algorithmically you get placed there, but this essentially, like, they want to try pay to win, which is that, if you have a couple very lucrative viewers at like 5 viewers, like you have a couple, well-funded viewers, or you just do it to yourself, because what would stop you from creating an alt with some other email and just paying for it yourself? You're basically like, it's working to advertise for Twitch within Twitch, which is a first. And honestly, I tend to agree with the people who think that it's a problem. Like, I think that they should be be doing discoverability in a way that's fair to everybody. It's like, I don't think it makes sense to only help people who have the funds or the viewers that have the funds. Like, you already have big competitive advantages because of that, like sustainability with your own income and whatnot. Like, you don't need to add how well my channel grows, to that list of things as well. It just feels kind of scummy and just kind of shitty. And it feels even worse because, like, on other platforms like Facebook, you can do that with ads, and you can do that with your community. You can actually pay for ad spots, but you do it. Like, you pay for that. That's on you to do.
Right.
Whereas in this case, it's feeding into the parasocial relationship even more. Like, you're guilt tripping viewers into doing that. And when you buy those things, Twitch just keeps the cut, like 100% of it. They've essentially now have a service to freely, like, is algorithmically, like, it is just free to do this. Like, it doesn't cost CPU time for them to recommend you, right? Really, it's for free. Like, so they're getting the viewers to stop paying you and start paying them to do something they were already doing anyway. Like, it just seems really stupid. Like, not stupid. It seems really greedy, in my opinion. It just is a really bad look. I don't like it at all.
It's the word I was thinking of when I originally was thinking about topping this was misplaced good intentions. Like, is the best way I can frame it. Like, yeah. I'm not claiming the full entirety of the meaning of misplaced good intentions, but they're like, that's the best way I can possibly phrase it if we were trying to.
I mean, I can see that. Like, they're trying to bolster, they're trying to bolster people's, like, exposure, and they're trying to figure out what to do, and it's a pilot program, and they rely a lot on the community feedback. I think this is one that's going to get scrapped immediately.
They did hammer on that point really strongly about feedback. Give us information, details, and
they're going to see
these
that
pilot programs get scrapped. So, like,
to be completely honest, if they had just done this version with channel points, I'd be way more for it. Like, because channel points come from viewer watch time. So
Mm-hmm.
the
So
more
you're
people
investing what
watch
you
your stream
already,
and are
yeah.
engaged, your people are paying with engagement. They're not paying with money, right? Like that, yeah. I don't know.
I I
But by the
think
way, did
that
you see this? Did you see this like tweet that's in my Discord right now? There's
uh
apparently a do not ban list
oh, let's pull this up.
in the thing.
Yeah, I see it. So this is something people have actually thought about for a while now. That there's a okay. I'm just gonna pull this up. I don't see any.
Oh my god.
Let me just make
There's
sure there's
no way
nothing.
is that real?
I would I could believe it. I don't know if it's not if it's real or not, but let's
Read the replies too. Yeah, let's go.
for the
You go
sake
through it with
of
me. I'll watch.
for the sake of journalism, this is not 100% confirmed or denied yet. This is just
This
we're in
is
the
breaking
forefront of this.
tweets.
Exactly. So
Breaking tweets. Or a breakneck pace here.
yeah. So if
Okay.
you're wondering about the equal treatment of streamers on Twitch, there is a do not ban list that contains specific streamers who receive special protections. This is from at SPERMJAR. Okay.
Okay, keep going. Let's see. I said read the comments. I imagine. Oh, okay. 2016, the partnership managers don't. Well, yeah, of course. Like it makes sense. It would make sense not to immediately ban streamers that size because you could have like people just reporting like crazy.
So if that's like if this is part of that if this is part of a larger system and not at face value of like these people get reported a lot for these things specifically actually I don't know that I want to verbally say, but one of the people on the list has like a kid or whatever, and if his or her channel gets reported for underage stuff just because it has a minor on it repeatedly, then they could put this on that list to be like, yo, it's fine. We've checked it several times. They'll still check those things. I know people abuse the mass report feature, so this I don't know. Do you see anything that's like some of the names?
I know. I'd have to hold on, let me look at the thread again. Very curious. Let me read if this guy's got any more on this.
Some people in here are listing Tyler One. I know he was one of the people that was hate mass reported for various things just because.
Right. And that I understand. I fuck with that. I'm okay with that.
There appears to be like expiration dates and reasons listed along with their Twitch IDs. There's Geek and Sundry listed for reason, non-gaming, and gaming talk shows. So like some of this looks like it's filtering of points or like trying to clarify some of the stuff because apparently this predates a long time. 2016, some of the stuff it looks like they were saying. So this might be before they like rolled out some of like the correct categories for D&D and talk shows. This predates them even having those categories at all, right? So that could be some of this. They do have dates of expiration.
It could be legacy stuff too. It could be people that like skirt the line a lot. So like there are people that like you don't want to just ban because you got too many reports. And yeah.
There's one, for example, on here, there's Doritos. Looks like that's the channel. Reason Twitch special event. So they're like, okay, well, they might have suspected or wanted to make sure that a Twitch run or sponsored event didn't get mass taken offline by an automated system, which kind of makes sense.
Right. So wait, are these
interesting?
These are like you can get banned through an automated, like you can get automated ban? Like you can get banned. through an automated
So
system?
that's not confirmed, but like that's kind of how they led us to believe several times. Like we've been told things like through the past couple of years, like when we get a bunch of reports for a specific channel, that's suddenly taken high priority note of,
Right.
and they
But
left
does
it
it
like
ban
hanging,
without?
and then you would ask them and clarify, like, does an actual human reviewer look at some of these things, and then we were given like an answer that wasn't clear, which led a lot of people to believe that, okay, well, they didn't give a good answer on that. Maybe there's an automated system that occurs that like, and just like an antivirus works, you don't necessarily want to give all the details out publicly because then people might sort through some of that. So I kind of understand
Well, I mean, I can
in Twitch's
imagine like if
shoes,
people
like,
learned that there was an automated system that with enough reports, someone would just get insta terminated.
which
That
I
would be
think
a
is what kind of
very
happened to
bad.
Tyler 1, if I remember history correctly,
Yeah.
where he's big enough at one point in time where people kind of did that. So,
Yeah.
anyway, one funny thing that happened was I was watching the stream when they were talking about patch notes, and this was a DJ Wheat is interviewing or talking with, I guess, uh, Mike Minton, who is the chief monetization officer, and they're referring to the ad scheduler. And the first part of this clip is like funny, but
Oh,
they're
okay.
referring,
Yeah.
but in general, they're trying to be like, hey, uh, we want this to have a full set of features, and I'm trying to be like, I want to have faith in them and a long-term success of this, and I want to believe them, and saying that this feature will have this. I don't know that I can even call it a feature yet, but it's like a tool that might
Which
eventually
clip
have
is
more
it?
features. I'm gonna toggle to it and play it right now.
Okay. Okay.
Let me make sure you can hear the audio. 1 second.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I was gonna. All right.
Yeah, I got you. Don't worry.
But I can't.
Nope, I don't. It did not load
Okay.
in the right
I
thing.
can just play it in Discord.
Okay. Actually, it's super broken.
Favorite streamers, call this out and say, hey, it's not an ad manager, it's an ad scheduler. And that might be what you see today, but please understand our vision is way bigger than just a scheduler. Someday we'll come back here and talk about, really the next steps in this, which include things like incentive programs to help you think about managing your business effectively. Think about how we will have different formats and how those formats will work with these. We talked about audio ads today. Well, you might imagine how audio ads in the future might be into the ad manager. But our vision, basically, streamers can, pick how much and what their ad experience should be. We'll set the schedule. We'll help them identify the best moments to run ads, breaks in the stream, loading screens, as I said earlier, and then ultimately take some of the complexity out of figuring out what your earnings are going to be. Let you know, if you do these things, trust us, we're going to help you run the ads. You're going to earn this much out and take away all the complexity behind ads, which are some of my favorite streamers.
Okay, so notice that he didn't say like what ads you won't run, right? He wasn't saying that like you can choose what ads you don't have to run.
Mm-hmm.
They keep fucking dodging this. Like they just want you to run all the ads. If they could just have you running ads like 24/7, they'd absolutely want that.
I'm an optimist usually. Okay.
I mean,
usually.
Listen, I want them to say that I can just disable. Like, I want to get to the point where we're disabling, like, classic mid-rolls and pre-rolls, and then just running audio ads, like, when I want, and banner ads, right? Like...
But currently they don't have enough, so here's me being an optimist. Currently they don't have enough ads to give you the control to do that, so audio ads roll whenever they don't have video ads, is what they've said. And Sal's point is, give us the ability to... I want to show visual content. I'm going to step away from the PC, but go ahead and run 2 minutes of audio ads, just straight up, just roll them, and I'll play a muted clip, and then my viewers can get best of both worlds. They have visual content of me when I'm not here. They have an audio ad. I'm to the bathroom, I refilled my coffee, and I'm back. Like, that powers what you're wanting, right? Did I mischaracterize you in any of that?
No, that's it. I want the ability to choose Like, the thing is that it no longer makes sense for them to do, like, I think it no longer makes sense for them to force pre-rolls if I'm going to run no mid-rolls, if that makes sense. Like, like the idea is that I will run mid-rolls to kill pre-rolls, to boost my viewership and give a better experience. But mid-rolls suck, and I don't have a choice of what I'm going to get. I don't get to choose if it's going to be a squeeze back or an audio ad or whatever. So I'm not going to run mid-rolls. But if you gave me the option, then I might actually run them. Like, it doesn't make any sense anymore to hold all your ads hostage by not letting me choose. So I should be able to choose, because right now, I'm not going to run anything, and I will wait until there's a system that either forces me to run them, right? Or I can choose what kind of ads I get, as opposed to just blatantly running them, like, whenever. You know,
when
I
you
don't
get up
know.
and run to the restroom, or you're running, or you're about to host somebody, do you hit the ad button ever?
No, because it's a fucking pain in the ass for everybody. Like, nobody wants to watch ads, man. It's shit. Everybody hates them. I'll let the if I could roll a squeeze back ad, I'd do that. In audio ads, I will
Go ahead and
concede that.
go ahead and specify what squeezeback ads are for people.
Squeezeback ads are the ads where they like shrink the player and they play like an L-shaped banner ad around the outside, or like a small 10% banner at the bottom. Right? And so the squeezeback ads happen for everybody right now if the channel has them in beta, which I do, fortunately. But there are like almost everybody subbed, so nobody sees them. Then in yeah, then the other ones, and then there's like the audio only. So you have your squeezebacks of those two kinds, and then you have your audio only ads, which no one's seen yet, right? And pre-rolls are the worst. But the problem is that mid-rolls just cost you too much viewership and aren't worth it. Right? Like we already discussed about how being at the top of the directory is the most important thing. And if you roll a mid-roll and you lose 25% of your viewership, it bumps you down 3 slots. Like, that's 3 streams someone has to look at and say no, 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 okay, before they click you. Right? So you're not gonna do that. Like, I'd pay $100 a month to never have an ad again shown for anybody. Right? I'd do that. So if I'm making $20 a month from ads, like, you can fuck off. I'm not gonna blow my viewership for the sake of a couple bucks, right? I'm just not gonna. Straight up. Yeah. Jeremy with the cheeky Sal. You can't afford $100 a month.
We've seen the numbers.
We've seen the numbers.
Can you even afford the pumpkin spice coffee there?
The streamer gets pumpkin spice lattes on loan. I have to borrow money.
Some people were also mistaking the great big list that was going around on Twitch and several other places of listing revenue as a yearly thing. That's actually over the course of 2 years. So take that, divide it in half for most of those people. Tasteless is an exception because he's only been actually kind of streaming for a full year. That's not taking into consideration the various things like donations directly through Stream Elements or Streamlabs or PayPal or however they have that set up, and sponsorships, all that stuff.
So I'll give. Hold on, go ahead.
Actually, you go. Okay, I don't know.
Okay, sure. Well, I was just gonna say, like, for me, I would say like I earned about a quarter to a half of my earnings from Twitch payouts. So probably like on top of that, like tips and like external stuff to like PayPal related stuff. Like I would say that I made like significantly more, but not that much more than what's there. Right. And that doesn't include things like gifts, like Monty and bought the A7C and like other stuff outside of it. So it's not like, you know, the Twitch payouts are definitely not the only mechanism for income that streamers have at all, but you know, it's quite a bit. It's most of my income these days. Especially because gifted subs have become like super, super, super popular, which makes me happy because that means the ad-free viewing for more and more people. Right? And that's good. Yeah.
Some of the two tweets that I want to spotlight here is I found these kind of humorous in the midst of everything that was going on today. First one is from Chicken Man. People are shocked at how much streamers make with their sub counts are literally on the screen for most of the time.
Yeah, and that's why, like, yeah.
It's like, it's not that shocking for, like, people already had kind of a ballpark range on, like, some of these, like.
The thing is that, like, if you watch my stream, you know my income, like, 100%. Like, you know exactly how much I make. Like, you know how much all of these people make. You can do, people in chat they'll do Artosis quick math. Like, they'll be in Artosis stream and they'll do quick math. Like, oh wow, I've seen he's gotten 10 tips this hour.
On average, they're all the $3 and $3.33 because that's the minimum.
Because that's the minimum donation. And then you've got, like, you got a sub count right fucking there. Like, it has a goal. You just multiply it by 30. Like, it's not fucking hard. It's not hard. Everyone acting like this is a fucking surprise is like, this must be people who don't watch Twitch. Like, they're like, oh my god, now we know the income. It's like, bro, no one was hiding it. No one is hiding in plain sight. Like, we're all right there.
Hiding in plain sight is kind of good because technically by contract they're not allowed to talk about how much they make or the cut of it or whatever. So it's like, it wasn't like waved around, but it was like right there in front of you. Yeah.
The thing is that the Twitch contract cut part is now, like, it's not NDA'd because it's so public. Everyone knows you can get a 70% split. Nobody is like, really? You can get that? Didn't know. And now everyone knows. No one knows who the first person to ever say it was. So, like,
it's just out there because I think several people kind of leaked it in general, and then it became general knowledge.
And it became public knowledge that you could get a 70% split through getting tier 3 subs, and a 60% split through tier 2 subs, and a 70% split through tier 1, or and a 50 on tier 1. So, like, they already knew that these splits were higher, right?
Right.
Yeah, it's 500 subscribers for 3 months, and now it's no Prime, no gifted. So, like, you need 500 straight up tier 1 subs from individual accounts. I think Prime doesn't count either. I think, which is crazy. It's all money. Like, this is, I don't understand Twitch. Like, it's all fucking money. If you get 700 subs every month, and 400 of them are gifted, what the fuck is the difference? Right? Like, I don't know. Yeah.
So one thing that was kind of interesting is a while ago they changed the some of the finances of how this worked on the back end, so that if you were in a country where a sub actually cost $26 in local currency to actually be worth $5 American, they've gone back and adjusted all those prices so that they were like accurate to the location. And then Twitch, as a show of good faith and trying to help people and stuff, went for a whole month and was like, we're actually going to give you the full value of that and eat the cost for 1 month. And then you got to go at least 1 month. Okay. How long did they eat the cost for it?
I think my understanding is that they were going to do, like, for like a year. If you can maintain the same number of hours, like, if you can maintain your base hours streamed, they for like 12 months. Right? Because you can imagine that, like, so it's not really going to affect me because my viewership is primarily US and Canada, right? But you can imagine that some fucking Spanish streamers, or like streamers whose majority of their viewership is from lower income countries, are going to take a fucking massive hit. Like, you're talking almost like a third of the income that they would have been making otherwise if the sub stayed the same, which they won't. If the majority of your audience is from your country where the viewership, where the sub amount dropped, people will gift more subs because they were already affording it, right?
Right.
They will do more to make up for it, and it will only really affect the people who were, they subbed to like a single streamer because it's all they could afford. So now they want to sub to a couple because they actually have a couple people. So I really like the change to do, like, location based pricing, because $5 should be $5. Like, it shouldn't be like $10 in some countries and fucking $5 in the States. Feels a little bit ridiculous, but it's a good move on Twitch's part to kind of ease the blow and let people prepare, as long as there's still like streaming the same number of hours that they've always been streaming.
One interesting thing with this whole situation was that some places have cracked down and removed this. So the Pastebin link of a bunch of this data dump has actually been removed. And so like some people don't have that data anymore. A couple of the 4chan threads got deleted. The torrent thread is still up, I believe. But one interesting note of this was when it was first released, the initial thread said Twitch dump part 1.
Yeah.
Which is, I don't know. What more is there to come? How much data did you just have? And he's sitting on, maybe he, she, they, whatever, them, are sorting through this and maybe taking some information out that's private before they release the rest of it, which is kind of what I would maybe hope for. In
trying to be responsible about it a little bit.
Because I don't know.
Well, that means that they went through the whole 130 gigs. So, like, how long have they had?
Well, what else that they? Yeah, what else do they have that they haven't released?
I mean,
if that was
they
part
could
1,
just be trying to light a fire under Twitch's ass. Like, why not?
That could be, especially with the recent stuff over the past couple of months with the hashtag Twitch do better and all that stuff, right? It could be an employee's like, I'm going to actually gather all this and I have access to servers or something. Who knows? I'm sure there are people working on it from the inside trying to work on it. Along these lines, one tweet I found kind of humorous was from Loco TV. This isn't the StarCraft Loco. This is somebody else.
Oh, yeah.
I know he demanded a bit more transparency from... I can't read. I know we demanded more transparency from Twitch, but this is a bit too much information. This is the second tweet that I found pretty humorous today.
That is a good one. I like it. Yeah, it's rough, man. I wouldn't want to be in the Twitch offices today. That's a hard one. That's a hard pill to swallow. And we don't even know the half of it yet. Like, they're gonna find a lot of shit in there for sure.
This has only been out for less than maybe 12 hours max. Right? But by the time people actually download this, and actually a lot of people have had access to the thing, that number is definitely less than 12 hours. So a lot of stuff is going to probably come forward. The financial stuff is interesting to a lot of people, so that's what they're going to look for. I know a lot of people are going to dig through there and see if they can find any information on Dr. Disrespect, see what was left in the system. There's a couple of APIs and bot stuff that was broken.
Kind of crazy if nothing comes out, even though the entire source code is linked. Like, no one at Twitch said anything. Like, kept it all fucking quiet, man. Nobody wanted to lose their job at all. That's
somebody went there and purged everything related to him. But
it would be funny if that was like number 2, like was like the the maybe chat histories or ban histories or like leaked emails and all sorts of shit.
Mm-hmm. Emails was the thing I was thinking of, actually. I don't know what happens.
I don't know.
There was a couple of interesting code leaks in there that was like a Steam competitor that Amazon's working on. Maybe there was a game or something along those lines.
I wonder if they're still working on it or if they gave up.
I mean, New World's out. I suspect
maybe. That's how they'll leverage.
I suspect Twitch. I suspect Amazon's long-term financial goals for this are to make gaming, since they have a foothold here. You can't deny that it's a strong foothold. They aim to make it profitable. You can tell that obviously by how they're just monetizing the fuck out of everything on Twitch right now. So I suspect that New World's had massive success. So if there's anybody that has a chance at like actually coming into swinging distance with Steam and Origin, some of these other competitors, and we don't count Google Stadia existing. Okay, that might have been a bit much, but yeah. There's a good chance that they are going to continue to try some of those things. They have to redo some of the code if they're going to, of course, but I don't know. What do you think? You got any hypotheses about what might come out from all of it? Did you get a chance to read any of the 4chan stuff in there? Any of the threads?
I'll be very happy if addresses and social security numbers don't leak.
Yeah. A lot of people are voicing
If
that.
those two things don't leak, everything. I would like everything to come out. I don't really care. Like I'm a good boy. I don't do a bad thing. So I'm good. I'm very curious to see like what could even come out of it more than anything. Like I just really want to know. I'm very curious to see if any doc stuff comes out, or the myriad of bans that have happened that have been like, a quick 180, like, oh shit, we shouldn't have banned them. I'm very curious to see what the fallout from it is.
Violinity was not banned, then banned, then why? There's like, I
Yeah.
want information about how some of that behind the scenes stuff worked, but at the same time, I'm like, I understand why it's not public.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. It's a big deal, but it's like it's either going to die completely or it's going to this is just like the very tip of the iceberg. I highly doubt like it gets middlingly worse. Like, or you just learn like a little bit more, but it's like, oh, okay. Like either there's gonna be some crazy shit, or it's gonna just be like, well, yeah, everyone's income's out, and that's about it.
I suspect that there'll be some more interesting tidbits, but I think the majority of, if we talk about data as like quantitatively whole, that 125 gigabytes, the majority of that data is probably going to be vastly boring for the vast majority of most people. Some engineers can maybe start reverse engineering some stuff and maybe something will come out of it, but
yeah, somebody had a good point that like now, like instead of having to browse the actual website and the front end for vulnerabilities, like you can just peruse the code and see if you can find vulnerabilities that way. Like that's
what most of the gray hat and black hat people are doing right now. So
yeah, they're gonna be seeing if they can find anything to try and fuck with Twitch a bit.
Yeah. I wonder if the bounty system, does Amazon have a solid bounty system, and are they actually paying attention to it right now?
I mean,
because this would be the right time to start paying attention.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
So, you got anything else for this week?
No, there was the AntiHate Raid shit, which I think is a huge change. So yeah, this is like, so we've talked only about the bad shit Twitch shit, but
they do deserve some W's.
The AntiHate Raid stuff is a huge deal. I think that's gonna help a lot of people, a lot of streamers with like really annoying, persistent Twitch chatters that like won't fuck off.
Especially the hotspots.
Yeah. So this changed the securing your chat with phone and email verification, and there's a lot of customizability, like how old the account has to be for these rules to apply, whether or not they need a verified phone number or a verified email, and then basically I had a situation where I have a viewer who used to ban his alts for fun, but he signed up with all those alts in the same email. So we had to go back and find what emails or what accounts were associated with that email because those were still banned, and like that's it. Now that like every single account associated with that email was banned. So we had to figure out how to find which accounts he had like from like 5 years ago and unban them in order for him to be able to talk. So yeah, there's a lot of really, really solid like mechanisms for ensuring that the people talking in your chat are people. They're not just bots or whatever. And that people who are trying to do like ban evasion and whatnot, it's now much harder. So like not only does your account have to be old, but it needs a verified phone number and a verified email address, like if it's not that old. Right? Or it needs to be like a week old or a month old. And it really will depend on how desperate and determined is a particular troll. And then on top of all that, you can just use follower only mode, right? In conjunction with these things, that even if somebody has to like passes all these requirements they then have to follow your channel, and when they do that, you can see the name, right? And most people will try to keep the name, if they're doing ban evasion shit, they'll keep the name something in the vein of whatever their purpose is, because they're just too stupid to just come up with something generic, generally
Well, a lot of the
speaking.
time, these people they're doing this primarily for attention.
Yeah,
and so it doesn't
so
serve any good purpose if they make the name completely something different in their head, because they're like, they won't know it's me. I won't get my attention because my ego is tied up in my wanting to get that attention from the streamer. Because
yeah, right.
One thing that's kind of busted is some of the bot stuff is broken. That'll get fixed in time. Bunch of stuff was reset today. I know several people. I know several people who are working on bots and stuff, and the API will get fixed in time. That'll sort itself out. Yep.
I had to redo my OAuth tokens for everything because when you reset your password, you've got to reauth as well.
They limited accounts to 5 accounts per phone number.
Yeah, they've done a lot of stuff, man. It's like really, I like this. This change was a big change, and it's pretty good, I gotta say.
And I feel like they do deserve more credit and applause than they're getting for some of the stuff that they have fixed. Now, you could argue, why the fuck did it take them so long to get this rolled out?
It's a lot. Like, this feature is a lot.
Sure, I understand, but like this has been a problem for over 2 years. It just recently became a really, really big problem, and that's when they actually decided to put it. It feels like, in my opinion, that's when they actually like, okay, let's push this out.
Yeah, I mean, you know what, man? When it comes to features like this, my guess is that they've been working on it for a while, and then hate raids got really bad after the introduction of tags, and then they just probably put the foot on the gas to accelerate the process in order to get it done sooner. Because like you didn't hear about the hate raid stuff that much until like maybe last month.
Last 2 months. They are actually suing 2 individuals in EU for a lot of the bots and harassment stuff that was coming out. Like they traced it down to IP addresses, and they were actually able to start and work on the entire, a legal system and process takes a long time. They've been working on this for a while, so that they were actually in the middle of suing them. Like they were working on it. I'm trying to make that clear, even though my English today is not very clear since I haven't had too much sleep.
That's all. I didn't know that I forgot that they were pursuing legal action against like a couple people, which is good. Yeah. Yeah. So like obviously a lot of L's for Twitch, but like I feel like the leak is not really, it's someone's fault, but it's not like Twitch's fault. Like somebody at Twitch fucked up, but like Twitch as a brand didn't try to leak all of their source code. So like you can't really, somebody left the door open, and that was a mistake, but that's, neither here nor there. I mean, I highly doubt that they fucking gave their entire competitive advantage away for memes. Like,
no.
I don't think so.
If somebody's playing 60 chess and they want to be acquired, and they're working on bazillion-dollar deals in the back room where Google buys Amazon or some shit. Like, we're at that level of a conspiracy if this was intentional.
Either someone broke in which case their security was weak in a way that they didn't realize, and that happens all the time. And all it takes is one weakness.
Or slightly talented penetration tester.
Or someone was on the inside, like who has access, and leaked it. In which case, that person is going to get fucking destroyed when Twitch figures out who the fuck it was, right? So
if I was that person, man, I would be on a spaceship to Mars right now. Like,
fucking. Hopefully, they're good friends with Elon Musk, man. They get a first class ticket. Yeah. Well, I mean,
maybe Bezos leaked this, and that's why he quit Amazon and he's building a spaceship. Okay, no, I'm done.
I agree with Chicken Man's take here that this sucks, but if passwords and personal info are safe, it's not really that bad. I agree. I think that for the vast majority of streamers, like the way that we present our data on stream or talk about it or whatever, and incentivize people to support and whatnot, make it impossible for us to really care. Because if you just took 30 seconds, you could figure out how much everybody makes. It's not hard. Like, it's just not difficult to figure it out. This is gonna be, for some people, this is gonna be painful when they like cosplay as someone who makes like no money, but they actually make like $1 million a year. Those people are gonna have a much harder time coping with their communities after this.
Mm-hmm.
But like, well, not necessarily liars, because it's like, please saying like please sub, like please do whatever, like that's just Twitch meta, and people will do that shit like even if they make a ton of money. It's just business sense. But some people get a little bit overly, like they just ride that really hard, and you can seem kind of like, not begging, but it seems like it kind of sounds like it.
They paint a slightly different picture.
Yeah, they try and like paint the picture that they're in a worse spot than they are,
and maybe they're not even trying to paint the picture. It just kind of happens. So
I don't think it. Yeah, I agree. I don't think it matters long term for anybody. Like, I don't think anybody on Twitch is going to lose anything from it. Like, I think that people are going to support one way or the other. This isn't really going to change anything, to be honest. But if personal info comes out, then that is a different story, and I'm curious to see what happens otherwise.
Yeah. We'll try to be back next week and cover what has happened since then, because I'm sure something will have come out newsworthy since between now and then, and
you'd think
we'll be all over it. There'll probably be several things. I think this is the part where we do the hey, pay attention and plug us and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Speaking of which,
our Patreon.
And guess what, Sal?
Did we have 0 patrons again?
We have a single Patreon.
Oh!
Hey!
All right. $9
now
a month.
You know what? If it's 9 cents a month, now I actually have a fire under me to... Okay. I make myself sound terrible, but I have an obligation now to start posting content and do stuff there. I had it before, but now it's like a motivation thing. So I'll try to get some more stuff going up there. And thank you for your support. And
thank you to our single lone supporter.
Yeah.
For
should I name them or just keep them anonymous?
No. Name them. I guess is it public? Yeah, if it's public.
No, it's not public. That's the thing.
It's not public.
No.
Well, most people do like a credits roll, right?
Yeah.
No? They do a credits roll for the Pylon show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we never really ask. Okay, it's one Fear Dragon Parik.
I do it. It's always fucking Ravi, man.
Love you, buddy.
Getting in on the ground floor.
Yeah. He's got whatever that first badge is that we'll have to give out to stuff. We're on all the places: Spotify, Amazon Music, Podbay FM, iTunes. Yes.
Everywhere.
We should be wherever you're trying to find us. If you're not there, send us where you want us to be. Anything else you got?
No. I feel like there was one feature that came out for Twitch, but I've got
the same feeling, like I'm forgetting something, and I went through my notes and I can't find it, and like we're gonna hang up, and we can go off the air, and
I checked the Discord too. Like I swear to God, there's one more.
It won't go if I switch the offline screen. We won't remember. As soon as I hit the stop streaming, that's when we'll remember. Yeah, no. Is it the fucking
Schrodinger's memory, dude?
Actually, I might end up using that next week, Fear Dragon, for a project.
Oh shit! Yes. All right.
So I'll let you know.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you very much, everybody.
I can
shout out your channel.
So that's it. Check me out at twitch.tv/UpATreeZelda.
Join the Discord. Send us topics.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I interrupted him. Where Twitch chat
I was
rates
gonna say
him
where the Twitch chat tries to lift me out of poverty, but that's I don't know if that's a pretty on-brand joke.
I know how much you spent on all that hardware because I know the hardware cost, and I look at how much you made, and I'm like, Did he even break even? Okay.
I like.
Sorry.
Okay, so like, if you want to talk about that, I bought enough shit last year. Okay, I bought enough shit for the studio and for the setup and for everything, that I paid exactly $1,000 in taxes. Which is like, so
smart
like
business.
But I mean, yeah, I've spent the vast majority of my money on the studio and whatnot. And this year has been like a little bit of like catch up in like real life shit, but that now I'm gonna start putting away money to buy a place, because you need that, I think, if you're gonna have a studio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need a multi-room basement for you to record in, so you not just have a single room to stream
you need
from.
to be able to take
and then
the walls
mansion,
down, double
the mansion
layer
above.
them, put AC, to the room so I don't die.
Get your wife and kids a whole suite upstairs and support the whole gang. Okay.
All right.
I'm bad at outros, so you remember War Hour from Counter-Strike, and I still have no intro or a closer, whatever it is. Thank you, guys.
All right.
See you next week.
Take care, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.